So just once again, as by way of introduction, my name is Steve Dedman. I'm the Customer Success Manager for Ideate Software for the UK and the EMEA region. I'm based down in Guildford, just outside of London. There you can see a little bit about my background across the construction sector, really building services, construction and architecture. And prior to joining Ideate Software, I was for a number of years heads of BIM at several UK leading architectural practices, and I've been using the Ideate Software tools for almost as long as that time. So just a quick introduction, if you don't know who we are, Ideate Software, we are an authorized Autodesk software developer and have been for many years. In addition to our great software, we have extensive online portal, online help on our website there, ideatesoftware.com, which contains lots and lots of content, videos, webinar recordings such as this, tips and tricks, blog posts, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of information to help you on our website. And we also have some really good getting started guides. So if you are completely new to our tools, then you can use those getting started guides to help you out. Our technical support team are always available at the email address you can see there for any technical queries and issues, etc. You can always reach out to us on that email address. So everything you're going to see today with Ideate Automation is applicable for Revit 2024 right back down to Revit 2020. We are about to release the next version of Ideate Software, but that's in a month or so. So everything at the moment will be for Revit 2024 right back down to 2020. And just another thing, just very recently, we were recently acquired by the Greytech Group, so we are now part of the Greytech Group of tools and software. So just a quick overview, we have, so if you're not familiar with us, we have 5 add-in solutions for Revit: Ideate BIMlink, Ideate Explorer, Ideate Sticky, and Ideate Style Manager, and Ideate Apps. So this is what's known as our bundles. This is our bundle solution of software. And in addition to that, we have Ideate Automation, which is the tool we're going to look at today. So this is a separate application. It's not part of the Ideate Software bundle, and it is not an add-in to Revit, but it automates common Revit tasks and utilizes some of our other solutions in the process. And that's what we're going to be looking at and talking about in this session today. So just briefly to cover some of the agenda, then I will introduce you to the Ideate Automation tool, then we can look at how you can create PDF, DWG, IFC, and NWC exports, and how you can schedule these tasks to run when you wish, so that might even be overnight. How to obtain reports on your family and project health. That's a big issue with it, which we are seeing a lot with our customers. And then we'll show you how to export or create and export a Revit model health check, so you can review that data when you wish. And then hopefully there'll be time for some Q&A at the end. So let's look then at what Ideate Automation is and what it's all about. So as I was saying, this is a Windows-based application. It is not a plugin for Revit. You won't see this on your Ideate Software toolbar within Revit. It's a separate standalone application that we have designed to automate further everyday Revit tasks. And these can be tasks that run just Revit itself, or they can be tasks that require one or more of our other solutions. So you might need to create a task that uses Ideate BIMlink, for example, but you can also run tasks that don't require any of our other tools. So like I said, just to reaffirm here, it's not on our Ideate Software ribbon. It will be located on your desktop once you install the product, and we're supporting versions Revit 2024 right back down to Revit 2020 with Ideate Automation currently. So what is it all about? Why are you looking to automate further tasks? What kind of things are we looking at, or are we looking at doing with Ideate Automation? So one of the first ones, it's a simple one, but quite an interesting one here, is open large files before you arrive at your desk or at work. So the theory behind this is that you would be able to schedule the opening of a large Revit project before you arrive at work. So if you're working on a large project which takes 15, 20 minutes or longer to open, that's downtime. That's unproductive time when you're just sitting around waiting, or your team are sitting around waiting for the model to open. You're losing productivity and product time there. So why not schedule the model to open before you get to the office? So when you arrive at the office, the file's open and you're ready to work. So the only thing that we require for this particular task, and for all of our tasks actually, is that the computer is powered on and you are logged in. And once those two things are met, then you can run all of our tasks at their scheduled time. So if you need to set this to run at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. in the morning, then you just need to be logged in with that machine powered on. So this was a customer request that we were asked for, opening large models, and this is something we implemented within the last version of Ideate Automation. Next thing is exporting repetitive tasks. So whether that's checking data, checking schedules, quantity takeoffs, that kind of thing. Those are the kinds of things you can also set up and schedule with Ideate Automation. And then the exporting of your project deliverables. So PDFs, NWC, IFC, and DWG files. So this is something that takes a lot of time. It's something we all have to do on all our projects. We have to create these deliverable packages and deliver these files to our clients. Increasingly, there's more and more file types. It's not just a PDF anymore. Most projects are looking at least an IFC or an NWC for coordination or for coordination purposes. So again, why not get a scheduled task set up to do these exports for you and save you time? Because it's all about, predictable outcomes. You're not having someone sat in the office late at night trying to get the last sort of PDFs, or trying to do the IFC export. They're tired, they're going to make mistakes. Why not set up a scheduled task to do this for you, and reduce some of that human error. So here's the kind of snapshot then of some of the tasks that we can accomplish with Ideate Automation. And the ones you can see here just require Ideate Automation and do not require any of our other Ideate software solutions. So everything you can see here, you can accomplish just with Ideate Automation. So the file open, we've spoken about. The exports, IFC, PDF, DWG, NWC, I'll talk in a little bit more detail about those a bit later on and show you how to set those up. We can also publish on demand to BIM 360 ACC. So we know that currently there is a restriction to once a week by admins that you can only publish your models to BIM 360. We allow you to publish on demand by any user. And we have a series of maintenance scripts to perform maintenance tasks on your Revit file. So creating archive copies, audits, that sort of thing. 30-day trials are available for Ideate Automation. Just head over to the website to download your copy and get started. And then we have some additional tasks here that do require one or more of our other solutions. So the health check report uses Ideate Automation along with Ideate BIM Link, Ideate Explorer, and Ideate Apps. And then you can run some of the other solutions. So for example, you can run our Ideate Style Manager tool to analyze the styles of usage of styles in your project. That's again something that could be created with an automated task. So that's just a flavor of some of the tasks that we are able to do with automation. We're always looking to expand on these with future releases of automation. So watch out for further developments of some more scripts we're looking to develop. And then just a note, no cloud credits are required to use Ideate Automation. And because we offer a network floating license, that means you can potentially reduce project costs by just having one license for the whole team, for example. So here, the problem of file exporting processes is user heavy, uses computing resources. So the solution is to schedule these tasks. So what you're seeing here is our UI that we built within Ideate Automation. So we're using the Windows task scheduler to create these tasks, but we've built our own UI within Ideate Automation to help you make this process much easier. So once you have a task that you want to schedule that's been created, you just set the frequency, start date, the reoccurrence and the time, save and run, save that task, and then that task will run every day, every week, whenever the allotted time is. Once again, as long as your machine is powered on, connected to the internet, I should say as well. That's an important thing, and as well, and you are logged in. These tasks will run. So that's just kind of a key part of the automation is the scheduling of the tasks to give you further productivity, further benefits. So productivity you've lost straight away just because you're waiting for the file to open. So in that example, you could set up automation to open everybody's local file, a new local file for each user at a certain time, and then when they come into the office, that file would be ready to work on. So that's something we're pretty pleased about, and is already getting a lot of interest amongst our customers, that particular script. And as a bonus, you can also predefine which work sets you want to keep closed or open during that process. So if there's work sets you're not working on or not interested on, you can choose which ones to close. So it just adds further, helps you further with your work and further productivity, for example. Export into PDF, NWC, DWG. So yeah, these are tasks that take a lot of time. So why not just create a task to do this for you? We had customers who purchased automation just so that they could do their PDFs, DWG exports. They saw the value in it straight away. So that was something that they were using it for on a regular basis. You can also, there is an option to use Bimlink to generate your sheet list. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. IFC, so this is another deliverable we're seeing more and more of, especially in the EMEA region, and these files can take a long time to produce. So once again, having a weekly scheduled task set up for this to create single and multiple IFCs is going to save you lots and lots of time. So this is another addition to our exporting scripts. So there's not a lot of setup. We give you the opportunity to use the built-in setups, or you can use your own customized JSON setups and just export those settings in. So that makes that process much easier, much smoother. So there's less setup time for you users to get involved with. Okay, so let's look at an example then of how we would set up and create exporting of some PDFs from a Revit project. So this is the automation interface. I'm going to choose one of my scripts here. So I'm using the automation script for publishing a PDF. So this isn't using any of our other solutions. I'm just using the inbuilt Revit PDF exporter. We are not currently linking to Bluebeam or Adobe or any of those other solutions. We're just using the inbuilt Revit PDF exporter, which they introduced back in Revit 2022. So you can only run the PDF export from 2022 and onwards. I'm selecting a model that's based on hosted on the Autodesk Construction Cloud. I can select an export folder. And so for this particular script, I'm typing in a sheet set that has already been set up within my Revit project. So I have a sheet set up, I'm typing that name in, and I'm also using a custom PDF export setup. So I've made some changes to the export setup within Revit to generate sort of custom file naming. So I'm going to use that setup. You can use the defaults if you wish, but it's obviously more beneficial to use your own custom setup. Now, obviously, I've sped this up just for the interest of this presentation, but automation will open Revit. It knows which version the file's in. So you haven't got to remember what file's in, what version it's in, or where the file is saved. And when the task is complete, I can see that I have a folder named with of the file name, the model name which I was using, and there's my PDF exports with custom file naming to add the suitability code and current revision as part of that file name as well. So that can all be set up and customized within the within Revit and within Ideate Automation itself. And there you go. You can see there's my PDF has been created for me there. So just talking about a word about BIM 360 ACC. So publishing models takes a lot of time, and scheduling the publish currently is limited to only those who own design collaboration, admin only, so project admins only, and once per week, and publishes the entire team, including all models, no option to exclude links. So we are making that much easier for you. We let anyone publish when they want, and includes that option to publish without the linked models. And we have a very good customer of ours who, when they saw that automation could do this, bought it straight away just because they could see the time saving benefits immediately by being able to publish models to the cloud once a day was a big time saver for them and a big plus. So that's just something, another thing that we can do with our Ideate Automation in terms of publishing. Okay, so further integration then with BIM 360. We need to read models from your hub or hubs. We require you to do what we're calling a kind of custom integration. So it's just allowing, you just need to add the Ideate Automation app to be able to read files on your hubs. That's all we're doing. We're not reading any other information or anything like that. We're just reading the file list so that you can then get access to the files that you are working on via those various hubs. You can also access models via the recent files list. So if there is a situation where you need to run a task on a file that's on a hub that hasn't done the integration, as long as you've accessed that model previously, you'll better get access to it via the recent files list. So that's something else to bear in mind. So let's look now at some of the kind of file maintenance, model maintenance kind of tasks that we're looking at with Ideate Automation. So failure to maintain Revit model health, reducing lost time, increases liability. It's a huge problem. I was always on at my teams to audit, compact the models, create new central, all those things, purge the model, review the warnings, but project deadlines can sometimes get in the way of this, and it often doesn't get done. So we have some scripts within Ideate Automation that can perform the audit and compact model processes for you. You can even do a save as, so if you're looking to create some archive copies, you can do that as well. You can save files, either locally saved models, or you can save files down from BIM 360 also. So this is something that would have been very handy in my previous life, just to keep models in good shape. Just run these audit compacts out of hours when people aren't working, just to keep the models in good shape, and also creating sort of weekly archive copies as well, which I was keen on people to do. So that's two additional scripts we've got there that you can help with your kind of general Revit project management. We also have we're calling this one the Revit file data. So this just pulls out data from Revit from your project information tab. Simple script, but you can run it so that you can list all the Revit file names, where they're saved, so you can review project standards, for example. And we're also giving you how an example, indication of how long the file took to open. So it can give you some good early indications of whether models are starting to get slow or starting to perform badly. You have a script there, that Revit file data, to help you look at that particular problem. So family file maintenance, again, this is a very, very labor intensive process. It was something on my to-do list at previous roles, and it was stayed at the bottom because it was just something that was just going to take me far too long to do. If I'd had Ideate Automation, this would have saved me lots of time, because I could have run regular reviews on the health of my Revit families. I could have deleted all those backup files, which clog up your drives and the computers, etc. You could upgrade families to a different version. You can save them and compact them as well. So there's some good scripts that we've got in terms of family health. And here you can see an example of what the output that looks like. So we have two scripts you can see there. These can review data on families that just saved in a file location. So you could run the script on your entire family library, or you could run the script on a particular Revit file. So if you have a Revit file that's particularly slow or crashing or causing a lot of problems, there might be some issues with some of the families in that project. So you can see an example here is of a project that I worked on, and when I did run this script, you can see I've got some pretty hefty family sizes in this project that I was completely unaware of, because you say you don't get a chance to go and look at each one individually. That's a good example here. I can go and address the top 3 or 4, purge them out, clean them out. Are there any warnings? Are there any CAD imports? All this data can be obtained via these family health scripts. So these are really, really useful. It's something I would have definitely used a lot in my BIM management role. So let's just look now, extend this a bit further to some of the tasks of using automation with some of the Ideate software, other Ideate software solutions. So BIMlink is our tool for extracting data from the models, publishing to Excel. Obviously, once it's in Excel, you can push the data back in again, but you can also use it as a export of schedules. So this is one example, and I can remember working on a particularly large large residential project where we had to produce a number of accommodation schedules on a weekly basis. Every Monday, someone would sit for a couple of hours exporting all these schedules out of the model to send to the client project manager. That would have been a perfect task for Ideate Automation. I could have just set up the task to run every Monday at 10 a.m. and it would have done it without somebody having to sit there and manually do it. So that's a great example of where you could use automation and BIMlink to export your schedules out of your models. And then some of the other things we've got with BIMlink. So we have a document issue record document that we make available to our customers. So this gives you the actual issue. It's a Mac Excel template that enables you to show your drawings and when they were issued and when something you can't do natively in Revit. So we provide this template to our customers, but you could automate the extraction of that data so that you can update these document issue records automatically without having to do that manually. So that's something else we can do with BIMlink. Project health is obviously a big focus, not only for us, but for the industry in general. So we have a series of BIMlink link definitions that are reporting on the health of your Revit projects. And this forms part of our health check task, which I'll show you a bit later on. But you can extract this data from the model to report on your health of the Revit models. If you are having to work with or deliver COBie, we have a series of link definitions set up within BIMlink to help you review, manage, and edit this data. So just to be clear, we are not automating the production of the COBie spreadsheet. You still need to use other solutions for that. But if you want to review and edit, manage all of that COBie information, this is where you could use BIMlink to just to extract that information from your model on a sort of weekly basis. You could then review it externally, and then if you need to make any changes to it, you can make changes to it and push it back into the model as well. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about linking with reviewing COBie data. And we also have quantity takeoff template that you can use. So if you're looking to produce QTO data, you can use Ideate BIM to do that, but again, with automation, you can automate those tasks, so just to produce regular outputs of data without having to do that manually every week. And then we can look at using another of our solutions, which is Ideate Explorer. So as part of Ideate Explorer, we have a built-in warning manager where you can, which ranks the warnings in terms of order of severity. So you can extract data about your Revit warnings. You could review the warnings separately on an Excel, or you could, and again, it also forms part of our Revit project health check. Style Manager I did mention previously. So Style Manager is a solution that we have developed to help you review all the kind of other stuff in your Revit file, so object styles, line patterns, materials, parameters, etc. So some of these tasks can be quite lengthy to run. So what you can do is you can run Ideate Automation to extract the data about, for example, here's object styles, and publish that to an Excel spreadsheet, so you can review that, and then once you have the information, you can go back into models and resolve that issue. That doesn't form part of our health check, but this is just another example of where you can use automation and some of the other Ideate software tools. And then finally, Ideate Annotate has an option to review where you have overlapping, clashing annotations or blank tags, etc. We can review that. That again could form part of your health check, because we can review this data. This information is can be published to an Excel sheet again, and it also does form part of our health check. So if you're looking to just review 2D information on drawings, you've got thousands of drawings to review an issue, and you're worried about, I don't want to sit through and review these one by one. I can run Ideate Annotate to just look at each drawing and pick out any issues that may have cropped up. So that's something else that you can use Ideate Automation for. So the BIM Link Explorer and apps runs to form or to produce this health check spreadsheet that you can see here. So once again, simple process. I can create my task using the health check task here. So as I say, this runs BIM Link Explorer and apps, and the information gets published to a Excel file, a macro-enabled Excel file, which can then review that information and develop and give you a kind of that dashboard you saw in the previous slide. So once again, you don't have to remember where all files are, so you can run tasks on single files or multiple files. You can even create a list of files as well and run those tasks on. So once again, you can choose your version or versions. I'm just going to use one file, but if I'd selected 2 or 3 models, I would have got I'd have got a separate report for each model. So you can save and run again. The tool will go away and open Revit, version or versions, run our Ideate software solutions, and publish that information to the Excel spreadsheet. And then once that's complete, you can review this information. So there's the final output here. So you have a summary of information, and then these are the blue tabs here are the individual data extracts from Ideate BIM Link. You have the warning data on the green tabs, and then you have the information about the issues on your on the orange tabs at the end. So that's your kind of health check review in a Excel format. However, we do also provide to our customers free of charge a Power BI template. So again, it's a very similar process. You would run a task within Ideate Automation, a different task, not the health check task you've just seen, but a different task within automation and that publishes data from the Revit file to an Excel spreadsheet, and then the Excel is then read by a Power BI template. So we're just giving you other options or other ways to view this data. And this is all customizable as well. So if you wanted to build your own Power BI dashboard, for example, you could. The key takeaway really is the automated data extraction. So if you wanted to build a dashboard that looks at particular areas of the project, you could do that with Ideate Automation, Ideate BIM link, build your own health check, and then push that information into your own Power BI dashboard. So it's something that can be done, obviously, but we're giving our customers a starting point with our Excel template and our Power BI template as well. So just in summary then, in terms of licensing pricing, if you are one of our enterprise customers, Ideate Automation is included in that bundle, included that in that option, but it can be added to our standard bundles as well, and it can be purchased separately or with or without the other Ideate software applications. Contact Nick Johns if you're interested in any pricing. Nick can help you with any of that. And as I mentioned previously, we have 30-day trials available of not only Ideate Automation, but all of our Ideate software tools. So if you're not an Ideate software customer and you're looking to trial Ideate Automation, I would recommend downloading the bundle as well, so you can try all of our scripts rather than just the inbuilt automation and Revit scripts. So that's just something to bear in mind. As I mentioned previously, lots of help on our website. We've upgraded our website recently, so this is slightly out of date, but the information is still there. There's a whole section on Ideate Automation. As I mentioned previously, we have some really useful getting started guides that I do recommend that you go through before diving into a sort of project health check, for example. I would go through the getting started content just to help you get up to speed and get used to setting these tasks up. And there's lots of information there, and of course you can always reach out to our support team anytime if you do encounter any problems at all. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. And yeah, as I say, enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks once again for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.